This is Tech Against COVID, a series where we get you the best of technology that's helping us fight COVID-19. And on this episode, we will take a look at plasma technology and how it helps with air sterilization. Talk to the manufacturers of plasma air purifiers and get their take on the efficacy of their gadgets against COVID. We will also talk to experts about their viewpoints on plasma technology against the SARS-CoV-2 virus, and tell you about some of these gadgets in the market and whether you should invest in them. Just like we said in our previous episode, we have spoken with experts, but we ourselves are not experts, and whatever information that we are about to give you is to help you make a better buying decision. But again, the solution we're about to show you might not be 100% the best solution for you. So before we get on with the gadgets, let's just take a look at what plasma technology is and how it works. The history of plasma dates back to the 1700s, but the first technical application of plasma technology came around 1857 when Werner von Siemens developed the ozone generator. Today, plasma technology is used in many industries for production as well as application in the hygiene sector and in medical technology. When it comes to plasma technology for air sterilization, these gadgets produce both negative and positive ions. Now, while the negative ions have an electron, the positive ions don't have an electron. I think that this is something that you should, hear from someone who knows science rather than a commerce student like me.
So, such plasma devices have been around for a while. This is not the first plasma device that is claiming to do something in terms of purifying the air. However, the other devices that have been around are more to not to deal with viral particles, but to in general purify the air.
This is Professor Dibyendu Nandi, who is a scientist at the IISER in Kolkata and also a member of the Indian Scientists Response to COVID group. His experience is in the field of plasma's form in the astrophysical systems, and he has more than 20 years of experience in this field.
This technology has been understood for a while. What is known is that you can create ions and electrons either through a high voltage in a device, electric device, or through the use of radioactive material like polonium, which gives off electrons and ions, and this attaches to molecules in the air and impart a charge. When it's electrons which are negatively charged attached to a molecule in the air, it will impart a negative charge to this molecule, and then you call this a negatively charged ion, for example. And what this do is this can actually attach to particulate material in the air and make them heavy and make them precipitate, and therefore cleaning the room.
But the thing is, the air around us contains a lot of pathogens, and some of those pathogens could also be the COVID-19 virus. So how can a machine like the air mask help kill the virus in the air? To find the answer, we spoke with the manufacturers of the air mask, which is a plasma-based sterilization machine.
In corona family or the viruses with the surface protein infectivity mechanism, there are studies coming up saying that the surface protein is a sequence of amino acids. The sequence of amino acids is towards a positively charged. So what happens with the negative ion generators placed in a room, the negative ions will go and attach to the surface protein, and it will have a reaction, and it will remove the surface protein, or it will neutralize the surface protein, so that then the virus loses its ability to infect a host.
According to the company, the machine has been tested at the Rajiv Gandhi Institute of Biotechnology, the Dubai Central Laboratory, and is currently being tested in various parts of the globe.
If an equipment has been tested on direct COVID-19 efficacy, that will be our device, and we got around 99% efficacy in that. Okay, and we got the product tested in Dubai Central Laboratories also, and there also it was not on viral, because the virus is not allowed to be tested here. It was on the bacteria. We did it on E. coli, and there also we got the 99% efficacy.
The results of the test state that the machine has been successful at neutralizing the SARS-CoV-2 virus, but the tests were conducted on an inactivated SARS-CoV-2 sample in a quarantined room. That is, the virus was introduced not in the human cell. Yes, Plasma technology has been known to make a lot of pathogens inefficient in the past, but its effectiveness against the COVID-19 virus is still being questioned by experts.
Now, in the last 10 years or so, the interest has developed to look at whether similar technologies can be utilized to deal with bacteria and viral particles and neutralize them in a way that it makes it functionally inefficient. It cannot completely kill it, but it makes it functionally inefficient, so it cannot attach to certain receptors. So that's the thinking. Now, this is something that is still very firmly in the domain of research, and therefore, to claim that this is something that is a well-proven or well-tested technology, which is certain to get rid of viral particles in the air, is something that I am at this point in time somewhat skeptical about, and I would like to see more research.
So this got me thinking, if I am inside a room with a COVID patient, even if the air mask has been running in it, is it safe for me to enter that room?
Let's say I and you are in a big room, like 1,000 square foot room, right? Or even a 500 square foot room. It's not so big, but we are in one corner of the room, and let's say one of us is COVID positive or has some disease which transmits through air, right? And I have such a device which is placed in one corner of the room, right? Now, if I cough and if I let out this viral particles, the probability that it reaches you first and you breathe that air first, even before it can go through this filtration system and the room air gets purified, is much higher. The manual that was reading said that it takes 15 minutes to clean up a room air, right? That's too long, right? I can literally transmit my viral particles to you in few seconds. So while I think that this kind of devices have limited applicabilities under very controlled laboratory settings in a very limited domain, I remain somewhat skeptical about the possibility of them cleaning up viral particles throughout a room. So I think masking is still very important, and there is no good alternative to that.
And we couldn't agree more. Masking has been proven to be the most effective way of battling the COVID-19 virus. But that doesn't mean that technology needs to take a back seat.
The mask, you need to have your social distancing, you need to have your mask and everything. Okay, this should be treated as a complementary thing. Okay, even though we can definitely do research and testing and prove that it will not transfer the virus, since it is against the current directions which we have received, we cannot claim that this can be done. Okay, and it won't be proper from our part also to say that or put any claim like that. We cannot do that.
We were also sent another gizmo by O2 Cure called Plug and Play. It relies on a phenomenon called photohydroionization or PHI. Sure, it does sound like mumbo jumbo at first, but in essence it's basically letting out high energy light waves that energize the air around it and ionize the water vapor molecule to turn into hydrogen peroxide. Hydrogen peroxide is a proven disinfectant that is used in disinfecting operation theaters, inside hospitals, and even open wounds. You have to understand that this does not filter particulate matter, it only neutralizes viruses and other microbes in the air. The O2 Cure Plug and Play can be bought at 41,999 rupees, which is a steep price, but it does use some cutting edge tech to neutralize viruses. If you remember, in the last episode, we spoke about UVC light and its effect on pathogens and viruses like the COVID-19 virus. And we also showed you some of the UVC light gadgets like this one, the Acqua Solarix. Now, there are a lot of these anti-pathogen, anti-COVID gadgets out there in the market, but how do they fare against something like the air mask?
Okay, they are all harmful for the body. Okay, and even the filtering system, if you're using a filtering system, okay, the main problem is it's a biohazard. Any kind of leak or breach in that containment container, okay, you are actually having a bomb of virus which you are letting it out. Okay, and not only that, how are you going to take the filter out? There are protocols to take the filter out. The person has to be in proper PPE kit and all the stuff. It has to be biosealable bag. You have to put it there. Like it's not like you throwing out the mask. Removal of mask itself has got a protocol to it.
The Air mask has been priced starting at 11,000 and goes all the way up to 29,500 depending on the size of the gadget. Since new COVID technologies are popping up in the market every day, experts believe that we should do our due diligence in researching these gadgets before buying them.
If you are going to end up buying a device and you're seriously invested in procuring such a device, the first step that you should really do is not to take for granted the claims that are being made by the company, but look to see if there is independent in the sense from somebody who doesn't have a stake in this, in this particular product, independent assessment, preferably from government agencies, as I suggested, who are dealing with the pandemic and who are responsible for essentially assessing different kinds of treatments and products to make a comment or a judgment on whether this works or not.
Again, reminding you that we are getting you these expert inputs and suggestions so that you can go out in the market and make a smarter buying decision when you decide to buy one of these anti-COVID gadgets. That's it for this edition of TAC. Next week, we'll be talking about face masks and how different companies are working in those sectors to make face masks more better and add more tech to them. And as always, for everything tech, stay tuned to Gadgets360.com.